This video is going to be about the Duramax and things that maybe I should do but I don't do because it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. I'll explain. Let's get into the video. Okay, so number one is the air filter. I haven't done the air filter in a while, so we're gonna hop in the Jeep and go do that. I don't know why I'm in the truck right now. Anyways, we're gonna hop in the Jeep and go to Canadian Tire and grab an air filter for this thing. Canadian Tire, it's kind of like America's Harbor Freight, except they sell like home appliances and kitchenware and camping stuff. It's like Walmart, Harbor Freight, and I don't know what else you guys have down there, but it's a bit of everything. Where's the air filter again? I think this is it. In this video, we're going to talk about how lack of maintenance is never a good thing. This air filter is garbage. Look at that sand. Ew. Okay, so now that we got the air filter changed, we got the restriction gauge reset, let's talk about what's right in front of us. So a big crack in the windshield. Drives me nuts. Started like this big, and now it's like this big. So that was all from one little rock chip. So I need a windshield at some point. No one really wants to buy a windshield. I can see perfectly fine. I haven't been pulled over yet, so we're just gonna keep running it for now. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is this piece. I don't know what is up with it, but this screw keeps falling out. I've Loctited it, I've re-put it in 1,000 times, but it keeps rattling out no matter how tight I put it, no matter what I do. I do not know why, but it falls out and this whole thing falls down. But anyways, that's whatever. I can live with that. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is the front diff. Thing's leaking. Look at that. So it's leaking between the case halves. Honestly though, like I checked the oil and it's good. So I'm not too worried about it. It's got fluid in it. So we're just gonna kind of leave it till I have enough ambition to remove it and reseal it. I think those are just silicone. As long as it's not cracked, which I'm just saying I don't think it is because I hope it isn't, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'll do a video on that when I actually remove the diff, reseal it, blah 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 blah. Yeah, one more thing. Leaf springs, rear. Not good. If you look, shut up, quiet. If you look, these are riding on the overload springs. Now, it's not because I'm loaded down, it's because my leaf pack is wore the heck out. That side's not touching the overload. This side is touching the overload spring, so I need a new leaf pack. Being that it's touching on the overload spring, either I don't see any cracked leaves, but the shackles look fine. But yeah, I need new leaf packs. But for now, it seems good. In all honesty, like it's not super stiff. Those little Fox shocks back there, dampening whatever shock it decides to send through the vehicle. And honestly, aside from being rough over speed bumps, I'm just rolling with it. But overall, we have 260,000 kilometers on this thing. I don't know what that is in miles. I think what, 100 and maybe 140 or something for miles. And honestly, it's been a unit. Like, this thing, I haven't had to touch anything on the engine. She's been running good, running strong. Transmission's pulling good. Here we go up a steep hill right here. Once again, I got that rear leaf spring on the driver's side that's going to be a little stiff due to, well, you know, it riding on the overload spring. And then there's a stupid Jeep. I don't even want to talk about that right now. But I mean, honestly, I go over this thing quite a bit, and other than the leaf spring, front diff, and the windshield, oh, and this mirror, but this has been cracked for years. Other than that, it's scratched. It's rusting. It's rusting here too. Oh, and it's rusting here too. It's been shat upon. Other than that, the Duramax is still dialed in, ready to rip. Alright, and on a side note, I also needed a glow plug. That is number 3. If you're counting these trucks, passenger side is odd numbers, so 1, 3, 5, 7. And the driver's side is an even number. If you ever change these things, a tip I learned is soak it with penetrating oil of some sort, take it for a drive, soak it again, take it for a drive, soak it again, and while it's still hot, remove the old one, because other than that, they will break off and you're stuck trying to get a template at a shop. They bolt a drill template to your head and have to drill it perfectly out and extract it, because after you break off that tip, you are not getting it out. If you soak it, drive it, soak it, drive it, change it hot, you won't have an issue. It'll just come right out as mine did. So that's how I've been doing. That's how I've been doing it up to this point. And we'll just throw our liner back in and all of our clips. Alright, cylinder 3 glow plug, erase. How do I do this? Yes. Great. Great, ready to go again. No more codes. Alright, so my front diff was leaking. I tried to tighten up my actuator and it basically snapped off. So if you look in here, you can see I got it loose. I used a hammer and a punch and basically knocked it loose. I gotta pull the whole thing out. On the bright side, I did just get my oil change done, so that's ready to go. And I'm gonna jack up the front end while I'm waiting for my part. I got a couple hours till that's gonna be available to pick up, and I gotta do something about this front end because it seems to be, my steering seems to be a little wonky. You can look at this tire. Look at that tire. I don't know. Something don't... I'll keep you updated. Something just don't seem right when I'm driving. Here's our new actuator. The only trouble is I don't have sealant. I should have grabbed that when I was there. Yeah. Look at that. Let's not crack our new one. So I actually went all the way back down the hill, grabbed some thread sealant, and we'll go ahead and get that sealed up properly this time. Okay, we got some of that on there. Start threading her back in. Okay, I got that tightened up. I did not go too much. I just snugged it and literally went a touch more. Go ahead and plug this guy back in. And yeah, I washed off some of the oil. Just top up the oil here and should be good to go. Okay, got the oil topped up. Give that a little umph. Oh, and one other thing is the steering. So I did jack it up and had a look at that, and basically, once again, my idle arm and pitman arm are failing. So this is stock GM components. I literally put new ones in a couple years ago, and the 35s I think are just knocking them out. So it's time that I'm gonna go grab the full front end for from Kryptonite. So the whole steering link swing set basically. Yeah, that'll be in the next video anyways. That, and I'm also going to touch on the diffs because I did have them re-geared. I don't have any footage of that. I had a shop do the rear end, and I did the front end on the bench because I could still drive the truck without the front diff in there. So yeah, I'm re-geared to 411s for the 35s, so it torque wise, speed wise, it rides at factory. My speedometer is actually reading what I'm going now with these 35s, so it's re-geared properly, which is a huge difference. But we'll get into that a little more in the next video when I do the steering setup. But yeah, a little bit of maintenance goes a long way on these things, and honestly, when you start to neglect it, it does add up. But I think overall, I'm yeah, really happy with how it's sitting right now and how it's running. So, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll be posting one again here soon of the steering stuff. I'm actually gonna go grab it today, and that's what's kind of reminded me that, hey, you know, you can be making videos and sharing this stuff and doing something that I enjoy doing. I've kind of made this truck a hobby of mine again. Anyways, you guys stay tuned because there's gonna be I gotta get some driving footage of this thing out again.